First day of practice here at Beaver Lake for stop number 4 FLW Tour. Wow, that was a short halftime. We had half the season and 3 tournaments and then a little week off, and now we're right back at it. We decided to bring aboard Greg Bohannan, one of our local anglers here at Beaver Lake. Lived here for many years, knows this lake well. I was just talking with you, Greg. I was going to say that I kind of feel sorry for you at times because of all the lakes FLW goes to, this one has, in my opinion, the least amount of local advantage.
I would agree 100%. The lake is so condition oriented on how they bite, and so, you got a north wind today. I think we're going to have a south wind during the tournament. And so it's really condition oriented. There's no secret spots out here. I've really tried to spend a lot of time all winter, searching for that deep stuff. And I found a bunch of new stuff, and they've been fishing them over the winters, but they don't seem to be fishing there right now. Doesn't seem to be fishing there right now. And so it's just a condition oriented lake.
Yeah, like, I don't care what they say. You go to Kentucky Lake or Guntersville or Okeechobee, there's always a little twist that kind of the locals are onto for that time frame. It seems like we come here, and after a couple days of practice, it's just like an open book.
Yeah, a lot of the guys out at the sports shop think, man, 8 pounds a day, I could have got a check in that Beaver tournament. But, I always encourage them to pay their money and get in the tournament because those 20 places that you know really well, these guys are so good, you might get to fish one of them, and then you might get to fish any of them, So it is. These guys are good. They find everything, and so it just depends on what the conditions are on how the fish are going to bite.
We've been here so many times, all different times of the year. You did tell me if we're going to come here, this is the time in the water temperature you would prefer.
I would. I like it when it's cold. I like it, I would rather have a really tough tournament where there's no wind, high skies, the fish don't bite very well, but there's a lot of color in the lake this year. I look for some really good weights to be caught. That 8 or 9, 10 pounds a day is still going to be very strong here. But I think we'll see some big bags. The lake's probably fishing as good as it ever has. The last few years, as you noticed, the weights have been really good. Yeah. They've been good all winter. A lot of fish being caught. So the lake's in good shape. But getting to that double digits is still going to be the key.
I did notice driving over the bridge, this upper lake, man, quite a bit of color, more than I'm used to seeing here. What's that attributed to?
Well, we had quite a bit of rain in the last month, and it's kind of filtered down through the lake, and they pulled some of the stain down through the lake. I think there's a lot of color all the way up the river, and so that's going to affect the fish. The fish are going to bite pretty good. I think we're going to see a tremendous amount of limits. I mean, I think 9 pounds, is going to be the part to get over, but, I wouldn't doubt that we don't have 130, 140 limits the first day.
Wow. Give me kind of some idea as to the largemouth, what's going to happen with that scenario with this so much more. We don't just have a little bit of stain coming in the back of 2 little creeks, man. It really looks like there's a lot of rivers going to have color on them.
Yeah, I think a lot of the fish are going to be caught. I mean, it's going to be a lot of all 3 species caught. The smallmouth will probably play some in this tournament. They've played the last few years. Largemouth, you're just going to see a tremendous amount of fish caught this week.
Give me a water temperature one more time right now.
It's somewhere between 48 and 52.
Wow, still that low.
Mm-hmm. Still that low. I haven't looked all over the lake just yet. I haven't been on the lake in a month and a half. We've been gone, and so I would expect up the river to be quite a bit warmer. Maybe 58, something like that. But I don't think we'll see. We might see some 60-degree water temperature. Later in the week when we get some sunshine.
Started at Okeechobee, had a good start down there, second place down there. We kind of were touching on the spawn there. Then we went to Hartwell. It was a pre-spawn deal. Back to Texas, it started spawning. It. Now we're back to winter time again. I mean, it's a yo-yo thing this year.
It's been a yo-yo. The thing I'm looking forward to one of these days, maybe in a few weeks, is getting out of these bibs. It's like every tournament we've been in net gaiters and bibs, and so I'm looking forward to some warm weather. And I think we got it coming out. This is probably the last cold spell when you look at the long-term forecast. But it's kept those water temperatures. We had ice on this lake up in the rivers over the winter. We've never had that before, where a lot of the pockets were iced over, and so it's put the fish, quite a bit farther behind. It's April 7th today. Yeah. And we're looking at water temperatures in the 40s. You don't see that very often in the Ozarks.
Wow. Sounds good. There you go. That's a start from Greg Bohannan here this week at Beaver Lake.